Apparently, all kinds of people have said it. Texas oil tycoon H.L. Hunt said it. Ted Turner said it. Bill Gates said it. Even Donald Trump said it. All of those people have said, in effect, that in the game of life, the best way to measure who's winning is with money. Maybe you don't feel quite that strongly about it, and you're probably not planning to approach the net worth of those kinds of men, but it's very natural for us to think that the best way to measure how much we've done, how much we've accomplished, what kind of impact we've had is with money. Maybe that's why generosity is sometimes such a challenge for us. Maybe that's why generosity is one of those virtues that everyone agrees is a really good thing and everyone is perfectly happy to let other people excel at. That's why today I wanted to tell you a little bit about a woman named Lydia. It seems as though Lydia was a very successful woman. We're told that she was a dealer of purple cloth, a very expensive commodity in biblical times. And so if money really is a way of keeping score, we could probably say that Lydia was winning. But when the Apostle Paul came to the city of Philippi and shared the good news about Jesus with Lydia, Lydia began immediately sharing what she had with the Apostle Paul. We're told that she insisted that Paul and his traveling companions stayed in her home. As the church in Philippi continued to grow, they continued to meet at Lydia's house. And it seems as though Lydia's generosity permeated this congregation and even became sort of a defining characteristic. Even after Paul went on and traveled to other places, the Philippians continued to send support and aid to support Paul wherever he went. Okay, so what? Well, the other significant thing to know about Lydia is that she is the first documented convert to Christianity on the continent of Europe. If you know anything about the history of the Christian church, you can maybe figure out that Lydia's generosity has maybe impacted you personally. The good news about Jesus came to this country, came to America from Europe. Many of us can even trace back our personal ancestry to Europe. So as Lydia was generous with what she had, as she continued to support the spread of the gospel in Europe, not only did it have a widespread effect, but for many of us, it also had a very personal impact. To think that of all the ways that we can spend our money, out of all the things that we can do with the resources that God himself has given us, that we could take some of that and use it to support the gospel. Use it to have not just an impact that is widespread, that sometimes spans centuries and continents, but to have an impact that literally stretches into eternity. It's no wonder that Paul compared generosity in support of the gospel to what a farmer does, to a farmer sowing seed. No farmer would ever buy tons and tons of seed, pile up his seed to the brim of his silos and say, look at how much seed I have. Look at how obviously I'm winning in this game called life. No, a farmer only buys seed so that he can sow it generously and abundantly so that he can fill up those very same silos with grain. And in the very same way, Paul says this: he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed, and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. You will be enriched in every way so that you can be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. Just like a teeny tiny seed, even a little bit of generosity can have a tremendous impact.
Hey, it's Amber L.B. Swenson. You might remember when my podcast Little Things was right here on Grace Talks, or maybe you've never heard of me. Either way, I want to invite you to listen to Little Things, which is now its own podcast. We take a look at little things and little ways that we can change our thinking to know and love God more. So please check out Little Things wherever you listen to your podcasts.